All right. Cool stuff. Let's get started. Here they say find an equation with the roots of. Right. So you have those roots. We have to find the equations that gives us those roots. So if we're talking about roots, I will say think of um x intercepts. Think of x-intercepts, from grade 10, x-intercept y equals to 0. So, here y equals to 0, right? So this is like, imagine you are solving an equation. So we're just going to go back from having the answers and to finding the equation of that. So you have solved an equation. Your equation, after you solved it, you had x is equals to minus 3 over 2, or you had x equals to 4. Now the next thing, you can just say x minus, no, plus, right, equals to 0. X minus 4 is equals to 0. Yeah, this is something that you had, right? So which in this case you can multiply by 2 both sides. You have 2x plus 3 equals to 0. You still have x minus 4 equals to 0. Now then these two, you combine them, since both equals to 0. You have 2x plus 3, then you have x minus 4, right, equals to 0. Then you just multiply the whole bracket out and you get your answer. To multiply the whole thing, I would say I have 2x squared minus 8x, and then I have plus 3x minus 12, 2, 3, 3. Right, so that is 2x squared minus, that's gonna be 8, 3, 5, 5x minus 12. Then we are done. That is the equation that gives you the roots we spoke about. Of course, we can do that thing where we what are the numbers, we multiply them, blah blah blah. So we take 12 and 2 multiplied by 12, you get 24. Factors of 24 is 1 and 24. 2 and 12. 2 and 12, we're looking for factors that will give us 5. Then there's 3 and 8. So 3 and 8 are those factors. So it's 2x squared minus 8, of course, plus 3, of course, minus 12. So you already see, remember, this is now is your equation and is the answer to the question we had. But now if we take it back, we end up with this thing right here, which is the same thing that we have here, of which the next step will be to kind of group this whole thing, take out the factors, and let's do it. I group them and I take out my factors. I have 2x, x minus 4. Then this side I'm gonna have plus 3, and then I have x minus 4. I have 2x minus plus 3. I have x minus 4 equals to 0. You see that exactly what we had. So yeah, let's just do another question of this kind and see if y'all get it. Alright, look at this problem. So this one, they say find a quadratic equation for a graph that has x-intercepts of, the first one here is this one, the second one is this one. So in this case, we know x is equals to minus 4, y equals to 0, x equals to 4, y equals to 0. So from that, we do what we just did. We have x plus 4. This is gonna be equals to 0. Then you have x minus 4 be equals to 0. You take the 2x x then you just multiply the whole thing. But this one, the nicest thing is that since it's plus and minus here, you see this is the difference of two squares. The answer is x squared minus 4. Ooh, no, not 4, 16 equals to 0. So this is the quadratic equation for that graph. All right. Here they say, I should have mentioned some spoilers that I have a bad handwriting. For this one, they say determine the value of k and the other root of the quadratic equation. So we have that quadratic equation. Let me write it down. K x squared minus 7x plus 4. So I'm gonna have to find the value of k and the other root of this equation. I know one of the root is what is x is equals to 1. X is equals to 1 is one other root. So that means you have something like this, 0, blah blah blah, and all of that. But if I know one of the roots is x is equals to 1, what does that say? It says if I take this equation and I substitute 1, I have to get 0, right? So yeah, let me do just that. I'm gonna take this equation. I have k, I substitute 1 minus, of course, the squared, 4, 1 plus 4. No, this is 7 right here. It's 7, it's not 4. 7. Yeah, I do the maths. I have k minus 7 plus 4 equals to 0. I have k, this thing, what we have minus 3, and therefore k is equals to what? K is equals to 3. So therefore my equation is 3x squared minus 7x plus 4, right, is equals to 0, of which here there are many methods. I'm gonna go with the simplest one. So it's just me trying to factorize this whole thing. I multiplied 3 and 4. 3 multiplied by 4, that is 12. Factors of 12 is 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4, and it's only 3 and 4 that can give me 7, if both of them are negative. So that means I'll go with the red. I'm gonna have 3x squared minus what? Minus 3x minus 4x plus 4 equals to 0. Then I can group them. 3x squared minus 3x, the first group, okay, plus minus 4x plus 4, right? Then I do what? I take out the common factors. So I have 3x here, x minus 1, and then I take out a common factor again, which is 4 minus 4. I have x minus 1. So I already see that root of mine of x being equals to 1, where it's coming from. Then I have x is equals to 1, and here I'll have 3x equals to 4, implying that x is equals to 4 over 3. So this is another root of this problem. Yeah, I would say these problems, the more you practice them, the easier it will be just to hear from the words and be able to put it into numbers. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next section. We will be talking about the nature of roots. Yeah, we're gonna talk about nature of roots, of which after we go to inequalities, and yeah,